Hello once more, it's Ahmed Rashid, and welcome to another bone-shingling, spine-dingling, Hercle-kindling, I'll just stop now. Welcome to Elf-3's run. We are back, and if you'll recall, we left off in a precarious position where we were poised to be poisoned by 2 Oklob plants. Normally I would ignore Oklob plants and go the other way. However, I do not have this option or luxury right now, since they are blocking my only path to the next floor of the snake pits. I say they, plural, because we know that there are 1-2 of them at least, maybe more. Further, if you go by the range that this guy has, he alone is able to cover... Actually, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6... He is well within range of both these staircases, as well as his partner in crime. Though it's possible that he won't have line of sight against this particular square. So I took the liberty of looking up how other people like dealing with these, and they came up with a number of suggestions, some of them terrible, some of them okay, some of them completely inapplicable. One that I really liked, and I'm going to show you that presently. Notice that there's a scroll of recharging here, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go back upstairs, killing anything that comes in my way on the way. I still have hero mode on from last time, so killing things is no big deal. And I'm going to retrieve my wand of polymorph other. Now, drop the wand of digging, which is empty, keep the wand of digging, which is full. Yeah. Polymorph other is a spell casting wand thingy, which attacks an enemy by attempting to turn them into a different enemy. Generally useless because it takes 2 or 3 attempts to get off usually, if you get it off at all, so there's a good chance whatever you're desperately trying to transform is going to hit you. Secondly, very often you throw yourself from the frying pan to the fire. You use it on a Hydra, and suddenly that Hydra becomes an upper level beast from hell. Enemies in this game are put on 27 hit dice tiers, and higher tier enemies become higher tier, lower tiers, lower tiers. However, against an Oklob plant, it is almost certainly going to turn from something I can't approach to something I can. I playtested it a little in wizard mode, and what I found out is, if you have decent aptitudes, 1 or 2 uses of this spell, or 2 or 3, is usually enough to hit the Oklob plant and change it into a wandering mushroom, which is a almost stationary, very high AC, but very low attack creature. And while I wouldn't recommend fighting those face to face, hopefully I won't have to. Secondly, Oklob plants see invisibility very poorly. So I'm going to take with me both my potions of invisibility. I really only need 1, but I'll take both, so that I can enter his range and be invisible when I do it. You only need to be in range briefly in order to cast the polymorph other, but I do need to step in range. Remember, I also have the ability to evoke invisibility from one of my items, but of course, since I haven't practiced evocations, that's a very poor probability cast. Finally, I'm pretty sure I saw that there's additional polymorph other wands elsewhere. Oh, but they cost money, and money is tight, by which I mean I'm a cheapskate. Take 1 scroll of recharging and read it over the polymorph other. So I have 20 charges. The last thing I want is for this to run out of charges when I need it. Probably overkill, but you know what they say about overkill. There's no such thing. Alright, off we go to face down the Oklobs, and hopefully this plan will work. And I say hopefully because I would really suck if I died at the very beginning of this part of the video, considering how far I've gotten. Now, if it sees me from there, I can see it. And from this position, I have the advantage that this Oklob plant definitely cannot see me. No range of sight, no line of sight. Although, yeah, okay, he can definitely see. So let's do this thing. Oh, before I forget, the big scary thing about Oklob plants is that they will reduce the bonuses on my armor, right? In fact, some suggestions include this dumb idea of wearing nothing but artifacts to attack it. What I am going to do is drop my shield. Actually, don't I have a bonus helmet somewhere? Yeah, I have a bonus helmet, but that's not a artifact helmet. I'm gonna drop my shield of poison resistance and my precious troll leather armor. Actually, quick check. Is there troll hide anywhere in the dungeon? There is. Okay, then I don't need to drop that. So I'm gonna drop my precious items that I don't want ruined by acid, which is really just the shield at this point. And if I had still held the elven buckler, I could use that. That way, even if it does manage to mutate my armor, it's only going to mutate the wizard hat or the troll leather armor. The wizard hat I intend to replace anyway, and I have the replacement. Troll leather armor, I can always get another. Quaffing potion of invisibility. Right, let's do this thing. Evoke polymorph other against it. Again. That's 3. Got it. To a wandering mushroom. Now, what has that done to the restricted walk radius? Oh my god, there's another Oklob plant up in that corner, and potentially another over there. I'm going to use the same treatment on the near one right now, because he will be a bane. And it's times like this that I'm happy I went with extra charges. There we go, got him. I have how many charges left? 7, that should be enough. Okay, I am now clear to get out, but if I can get rid of the last... Oh my god, there's another one over there, whom I can't reach from my current position because the wandering mushroom is in the way. And he also is blocking the exit, isn't he? Good god, they really went balls out. Let's kill this one first. Okay. That has somewhat diminished the radius of threat. I don't know how long I have with invisibility left. If it's long enough, I would obviously like to walk into the chamber and attack this last one. If it's not long enough, then this could be suicide. So what I'm going to do is use a Mephitic Cloud. I don't know if it would work against... Actually, I can check if wandering mushrooms are immune or not. It is resistant to poison. Okay, so it's useless. Well, let's just get out of here then. I mean, mission isn't accomplished yet. There's still an Oklob plant, but if I count my squares correctly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he can reach here, and, 8 technically, he can reach past. But if I walk all the way around the long way, I should be able to repeat what I just did here on this last one. And now I have observed all corners of this chamber. There were double as many Oklob plants as I originally expected, and my invisibility will definitely wear out before I walk all the way around, so I'm going to wait and see if that Oklob plant, or sorry, the mushroom won't wander out of the way. Nope. Alrighty, let's go ahead and pack it up and go around. 7 charges, and there's gonna give me an extra scroll of magic, or this extra scroll any minute now, so I might as well just recharge with this one, because again, don't want to run out halfway through. That would be a waste of invisibility. Let us attempt to evoke invisibility 3 times before we actually use the... There we go. We are now invisible, however, by the looks of it, I am glowing, which is not nice. Oh, come on! You slim bastard just coming around the long way to make life difficult for me. Well, just coming all the way this way. Oh wow, that invisibility did not last more than 3 turns. Guess it's kind of a blessing in disguise, eh? A really good disguise. Not disguised like a mushroom. Those mushrooms are really slow to the point that they almost look stationary at times. That's why I don't like see them moving. Okay, it looks like I have a clear shot this time, so we're gonna quaff invisibility and just go right back in. Same game plan. I'm still glowing, unfortunately, but hopefully that won't... Oh, got it in 1 shot. Whew, a small golf clap, because congrats, we just cleared out all the Oklob plants that were guarding the way, And now we can safely go downstairs. I don't have any invisibility potions left, so hopefully I won't need them. But this is a good example of using something you don't generally need to good effect, instead of, you know, when you have everything you need to beat everything. If I had Orb of Destruction, it would hardly matter that I saw these guys. Instead, I did not have a convenient way of dealing with these mushrooms dealing with the Oklobs plants, and needed to make a creative solution like that. The invisibility potions may have been overkill, or they may have saved me from having -2 or -1 written on all of my items. So, I guess we'll never know. Now, where are my honeycombs? I seem to recall I have a stash. There we go. Let's eat up. Spartans, ready your breakfast and eat hearty. For tonight, we dine on honeycomb. Honeycombs. Alright, down we go. And now, think about it this way. If I had just snuck past them somehow, there would be 3 Oklobs plants waiting if I should try to retreat upstairs. This way, I can retreat upstairs at my leisure, like I like to do normally. Freeze, Oklobs armor, summon ice beast to terrible. That's what I figured. Yeah, I am not a mage, and every time I get a book I have to remind myself that ooh, that looks cool spell is actually going to be a worthless spell. Because a spell that you can't get off reliably is kind of pointless. I don't know anything about Mara, and I do know something about dangerous uniques, namely that they often are called Mara, or some other name you've never heard of. I seem to recall killing her at one point, though. Yeah, in a previous fight I fought her. She's the one that splits into multiples, and apparently she is resistant to poison, so she can't be mephitic, and resistant to fire. Got any weaknesses I need to know about? No, none. Sees invisibility. And her ghost will spawn with my weapons? Oh, right, she can summon clones of local monsters, including me, and she can produce other illusions. I'm guessing that I can't. Yeah, she's extremely resistant to hostile enchantments, so the idea of polymorphing her is out of the question. And she's wearing runed armor, robe, trident, etc. Her AC is 10, so that's enough to not be 0, I guess. I don't know. I don't know how I'm going to deal with this creature. I think I'm just going to run away at this point. I'm too far in. I don't know what's waiting where. Sling bullets. Okay. And there's the ghost of Elf-3? But I'm Elf-3. That's impossible. Okay, maybe wizard mode leaves ghosts somehow. I can't think of any other explanation for why there'd be a ghost here. I'm going to report that as a glitch, because I'm not sure how it's possible that there's a ghost of the run that I'm doing right now here. Yeah, there shouldn't be there. Anyway, in order to get out of here, I'm just going to run the way I came. And Elf-3's illusion. Oh, it's not a ghost. Mara used that illusion spell on me. So the thing that's chasing me is me, cloned by Mara, wearing everything I'm wearing, including an Elven Scimitar of Freezing, and AC 17 and EV 20 equipment. For a second there, I was really worried. Now I'm just really worried. Very resistant to fire, resistant to poison, resistant to cold, which means my fancy arrows won't be effective. The good news is, it thinks that it's a conjurer, because that's what I started the game as. It doesn't know that it's not a conjurer, meaning that it's currently probably relying on its spell repertoire of this stuff. Blink, Mephitic Cloud, Throw Frost, Magic Dart. That's it. nothing else of note. Because I'm not going to be... so I'm really not that scared of this guy, because if he's dumb enough to use cold, I have resist. If he uses magic dart, it's the weakest spell in the game, pretty much, at this point. He has no level 2 or higher spells. In order to kill it... I wonder if Holy Wrath would do more damage, because it doesn't look like it's an undead, it's an illusion. Killing it yields no experience, nutrition, or items, and it's a summon. I wonder if it can be dispelled with abjuration. If it can, that's definitely the way to go. Anything it says about that? Can I... including the player ghost... No. So hers can be dismissed with abjuration, but I don't know if my thing can be dismissed with abjuration. The good news is he's wielding one of my lesser swords, doesn't have all my arrows, etc., etc. So, and thank God I didn't use my buffs before, otherwise he'd have all of them right now. So, let's see what I'm gonna do. Sorry I'm taking so long. This is just a really dangerous situation because most likely Mara is behind him. So the real question is if I can kill him fast enough that he won't come at me. I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to quaff a potion of intelligence, and hopefully that will help my casting ability enough that I'll be able to abjure him. Or not. Okay, I don't have a potion of intelligence, so there goes that idea. I don't want to risk attempting to abjure at very poor, because frankly the miscast is more likely to do me damage than any good that would come from successfully casting it. Killing him gives me no experience, which means if I get away from him, it's better all around. So let's just keep running and hope he doesn't, catch me. He's blinking. He attacked with frost, which dealt 8 damage. He is acting like he's doing exactly what I predicted. He's acting like he's a mage, and he's not. So, we got away. Let's wait a little while, and thank God there are no Oklob plants waiting here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mara weaves an illusion, so now Mara may or may not have cloned herself. So what I'm going to do is cast a Mephitic Cloud in that general direction, and then just go upstairs. Just go upstairs. Is that an item, or is that a Mara? Yeah, last time I fought Mara, it was a curb stomp, one-sided battle. This time, not so much. Let's just continue exploring somewhere else now, and pretend Mara isn't, in fact, the specter of death waiting for me on this floor. You know what? Mara looks inviting right now compared to this. This is a caster, and this is an anaconda. These are grunts that have a lot of HP, because they're Nagas. So I'm going to back away towards the stairs and attempt to fight them in this hallway. Getting out of poison range for the moment, and definitely going to go with heroism here. Alright, here we go. And again, remember, this is the difference between Berserk and heroism. If I had been using Berserk, right now my Berserk might run out at any time, leaving me slow and helpless. With heroism, it lasts longer, doesn't require constant kills to keep up, and if it runs out, that's all that happens. It runs out. Now granted, it doesn't haste and give me a strength buff, but it does give me enough of a, steroid effect that it gets the job done without the crash afterwards. Much like, coincidentally, the real steroids. Disclaimer, that is not medical advice. Yeah, but I'm beginning to think that I'm accidentally, completely accidentally, very lucky in that I have opted for the Conjurer turning into a Hunter build, because if Mara's summoned ghost had charged me down and tried to hack me to bits, I have a pretty good to hit. Not sure I would have oh, this is where Mara was last time. And that's where she is now. Oh boy. I want to hit her, but the problem is if I use arrows and I don't finish her, then she will come right back and kill me. Or, sorry, my arrows will be left here and I won't be able to get them. And if I use arrows and do finish her, but it turns out that was just her illusion, I'm back where I started again. And without abjuration, I won't be able to easily dispel her illusions, so... let's just go back upstairs. Try the other staircase. So basically the rightmost staircase leads to the Mara attack, and everything else leads to the... Whoa! Notice how my health went down to 49 that fast? Yeah, that's an anaconda for you actually doing what he's supposed to do. Skull fucking. I'm gonna have to remember that I always need to have my heroism on to fight anacondas on even terms. And the reason I'm not, like, panically regenerating is the same as usual. I'm above 20 to 75% health on all, and so, you know, I can handle a couple hits from most things. And I have my panic button escape mode moves in stock. Definitely want to keep my short blade out on the off chance that Mara has the nerve to attempt to clone me again. Last thing I want is for her to figure out just how effective I might be with a bow and arrow. I don't want to be overloaded either, so let's eat some honeycomb. Bring that back down. Yeah, I'm not going to be carrying this potion of magic. In fact, I'm not going to carry either of the potions of magic. On the very, very off chance that I run out of mana, I really, really doubt that that's going to be my first thing that I'm concerned about. I mean, I have enough mana for 10 consecutive Mephidics. That should really hold me in good stead. I'm very far from the staircases right now, so I'm advancing one press at a time, because retreat is not really an option right now. Teleport is, retreat isn't. Okay, by the looks of it, I have cleared the majority of this floor, with the notable and big exception of Mara. So what I'm going to do is choose not to fight her. Hopefully she will choose not to fight me, and together we will live in harmony. You know, all bullshit aside though, one of the mottos of the developers of this game, which I heartily endorse, is you don't need to win every fight. You just need to fight, you need to win many fights. So notice what I just did there is I hit capital X, then the letter E a few times. See all these red X's? Auto travel will not take me there. I'm narrowing that range just to this one staircase, which we've already discussed was the Mara staircase. Hopefully that will help me avoid seeing her. Also, I'm just going to go ahead and put mass travel exclusion on this whole area of the dungeon, because of Mara. Between all of that exclusion, there's a good chance that I will still end up having to face her, because, you know, accidentally going the wrong way. Actually, just, you know, because I don't want auto travel to screw me up later. If I ever eventually do kill Mara, I will of course take all of this off. This is just my marking, it doesn't affect anything but auto explore. But I want to restrict myself to these two staircases for the time being, until Mara decides it's time to explore this floor a little more and comes out, at which time I'll remove those and mark Mara's new territory. Like peeing on a stump. Except nothing like that at all whatsoever. Oh, a book that's too advanced for me to understand? Well, if it's too advanced, then I guess I'm not going to bother with it. In all seriousness, there are 2 or 3 books in the game. I know of 2 books that do that, the Book of Annihilations and the Necronomicon. I guess the Grand Grimoire does too. And all that means is you need to have a spellcasting level, something high, like, I don't know, let's just say 12 or higher, to read it, as well as decent aptitudes in the school to actually ever memorize it. All the spells are level 7 or higher, so again, I'm not exactly going to be crying myself to tears that I don't get to read that book. It's got nothing in it that I would value. I forgot to steroids myself again, and look what happened. Let's Let's bring out the big sword now so we actually deal serious damage, and boom, there we go. Yeah, the enemies that come up here are very, very strong, aren't they? Still want to make sure that steroids are up. This is the disadvantage of not being able to Mephitic. It's not that I need Mephitic, it's just that it makes the fight so much easier when I'm the only one doing the hitting. Go figure, right? Yeah, why not? Let's use another heal wounds, and this time we're also going to turn on finesse. That way I get like double hits at double damage, and hopefully end the fight efficiently. I should have backed off in between that fight instead of casually drinking so much of my limited stock of health potions. Alright, I just got a Dagger of Holy Wrath, which will go very nicely with my Long Blade of Holy Wrath. And an unidentified new ring, which is in fact a ring to see the invisible. That is a very, very useful utility to have around. If there's anything invisible hitting me, I'll be sure to put it on. I'm at the very least going to carry it with me at all times. Do I need to eat anything? I gotta eat some honeycomb. Honeycomb, 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 honeycomb. I would like to test out this Dagger of Holy against some easy target, so if I see one, I'll definitely do that. Ooh, a fancy cloak. Let's get to a place where we can fight like men, or elves. There is no word in the kingdom in the words of elven or human for elf or human, except perhaps the words elf and human. Thank God for my armor skill, that was not that complicated. Now where'd that black mamba hide? Yeah, the reason I switched to my quick blade is because I already identified that it is a 2-0 Dagger of Holy Wrath. I'm not impressed. I have a 2-1 Longsword of Holy Wrath, and I'm already quite capable with the longsword, so the dagger is not that effective at this point. So, thanks, but no thanks, Oklobs. Send me something better. Let's see what this embroidered cloak has to offer. It is a generic +2 elven cloak, versus mine, which gives me a bonus to dex and bonus to int. So I'll keep mine, thank you very much. You know, if this wasn't Stone Soup, I'd worry that the statues were all going to come to life and attack me. In Stone Soup, it's worse. If the statue is one of like a few of the danger statues, it will start summoning creatures like crazy and shoot blasts at you without ever coming to life. That's in fact why there's this area of exclusion on this floor, because, you know, Stone Soup kindly auto-marked for me, oops, you just wandered into a death trap. Please do not enter. Thank you. Ah! That's the problem with randomly hitting the diagonal button or the forward button. You end up occupying the space instead of doing this and letting somebody else walk into it for you. And no, I don't mean occupy like occupy space as the protest form. It's Norris. I wonder if he's related to Chuck. Let's take a quick Google at what Norris is boasting. Last time I fought Norris, he had a posse of about 25 humans with him, and they beat me to pieces. Aside from having a good weapon and nasty melee attack, he can also paralyze you, smite you, and eat your brains, and heal himself. Can also cast confusion and invisibility like someone else we all hate. Okie dokie, I am just about out of time for today, but rather than leave you on another cliffhanger, here's what we're gonna do. He is not resistant to poison, which means Mephitic is possible, which means killing him is possible. He's a holy creature, which means using a holy blade is a very bad idea. He's vulnerable to nothing. So what we're gonna do is fight him with generic, strong weapons and hope it works. He's got no AC, so hopefully, some serious archery will stop him. He's got a posse behind him who hasn't seen me yet, so I'll just keep backing up and hope it stays that way. This has the advantage of also bringing me close to the staircase. he is smiting me because he's a jerk. Ooh, this is the Mara staircase exclusion. So I'm going to go ahead and mark it as excluded again and head downstairs quickly. Okay, I'm more scared of Mara than I am of Norris. He managed to attack my intellect and reduce it to 21. Lucky for me, I don't need my intellect. I mean, in the game. And now he's smiting me and I'm not able to deal with it, and he's not getting mephitic. Yeah, this is bad for me. I'm down to half health just because of that smite, so you know what? Screw it. Longbow of Velocity. We're totally gonna use all of our abilities here. Finesse, Heroism, Potion of Healing, just because, and now start firing, baby. What's my best arrow? Arrow +5, and we'll use Dispersal to keep him out of range. Those arrows of Dispersal are awesome. And they're not even that rare, thanks to the constant gifting policy. He is attacking like crazy. I'm really lucky that I have so much AC, because if I didn't have so much AC, he could really kill me with all of the smiting he's doing. Quiver, Dispersal. Got him. He's healing himself, damn it. He's eating my brains and healing himself. But now he's dead. Ding dong, the witch is dead, and he's an orc. Damn thing. Probably the most powerful orc I've ever seen in my life, but just an orc. Okay. And with that, we close for now. Norris is dead, and he may be the highest level enemy I've fought this game, except perhaps that Orcish Warlord before. High Elf of Orkuwaru. You'll notice that all of that piety usage and lack of killing has reduced my piety by a pip at this point, which is going to restrict my further weapon getting. Hopefully I can find some nice cash to boost my piety back up with, and thanks to my Amulet of Faith, I'll gain it at a faster rate. So I won't take quite as many kills, but I do need to kill something. Of course, I also needed to use my abilities when I did, so I have no regrets. Okie dokie. That looks like a good fight for next time. Take care. I'll see you when I next run through the dungeon. Later.